and very, very honored that I got the response and the open heart, and people welcomed the album. The love I got from the country community tonight really made me feel so seen, and I'm very grateful.
We know it's crazy rumors. I'm sitting here talking to you. So she was like, rumors follow me at this time a lot. And
what if the biggest scandal in music history wasn't a breakup, a feud, or some wild leak, but one single performance that never got to happen? 2 decades later, people are still asking why Sean Paul vanished from the stage, the screen, and even the story behind the very song that catapulted Beyoncé's solo career into the stratosphere. Now in 2025, that ghost from the past is back to shake her empire to its core. Sean Paul's legal team is gearing up for what insiders are calling a career-defining lawsuit, one that could crack open secret emails from 2003 and finally reveal why one of the biggest duets of the decade was silenced in total mystery.
It was crazy to know that, she was in a group of girls who I really liked at the time too. I was like, yo, them hot.
When Baby Boy dropped in 2003, it was unstoppable. 9 straight weeks sitting pretty at #1. The song was a global anthem, blending that Caribbean dancehall fire with Beyoncé's brand new solo power. But out of nowhere, the collaboration that made it all pop off started getting rewritten in real time, and not in Sean Paul's favor. In the official video, the 2 stars never shared a frame. Then came the VMAs, and boom, Sean Paul got cut without warning. Tour dates replaced his live part with pre-recorded vocals, like he never existed. It was almost like someone hit delete on him before the audience could even notice. And this wasn't just a scheduling issue. It reeked of something planned. Insiders claim executives at Columbia and Sony got urgent calls from Beyoncé's management demanding that every future Baby Boy performance feature only her. Weeks later, Sean Paul's name was gone from marketing briefs like it was wiped clean. And that timing? It lined up perfectly with Beyoncé's new solo image. Untouchable, tightly controlled, and absolutely rumor-proof.
Beyonce's doing her own solo album, and I had an opportunity to get on it, and I jumped.
But the real question is, why risk humiliating a world-famous artist at the peak of his success? August 2003, MTV VMAs, New York City. The night everything between Beyoncé's and Sean Paul's camps blew up for good. Sean Paul later revealed he sat in the audience next to his future wife, watching Beyoncé perform his verse solo. Paris Hilton, sitting right in front of him, even turned around and whispered, "Why aren't you up there?" Talk about awkward. But this wasn't just embarrassing. It was career damage in real time. Sean Paul's team scrambled to fix it by planning a joint show in DC the very next night. But Sean shut it down. He later said, "There were 50 million people watching the VMAs. I wasn't going to do a small show the next night after that." And just like that, a chart-topping hit turned into a silent exile. By late 2003, whispers started bouncing between London, Kingston, and LA, and they all hinted the same thing. This wasn't business, it was personal. Sources from that era claim the fallout was tied to a wild rumor that Beyoncé was secretly expecting a baby before her marriage to Jay-Z, and Sean Paul's closeness during recording sessions sent her team into panic mode. No solid proof ever came out, but the timing of his erasure was too suspicious to ignore. The purge lined up perfectly with a major management shakeup led by her father, Matthew Knowles, who was infamous for his strict control over her image. Suddenly, Sean Paul's presence became a problem, a reminder of a rumor they couldn't risk letting breathe.
Talking earlier, it feels different to be married. It really does, and it feels good, doesn't it?
Feels great.
And how long were you and Jay-Z together before you got married?
Oh gosh, listen to me. I'm about to start yapping.
Yeah.
We've been together a long time. It's been about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 years. But it does feel different.
Then came the showdown in November 2003, the MTV Europe Music Awards in Scotland. Sean Paul later revealed that backstage, Beyoncé pulled him aside and said straight up, "These rumors mess with my career." That's one of only 2 confirmed quotes from that entire era, and it says everything. You can feel the tension, the fear, the urgency behind those words. And get this, just days before that, another technical issue went down during a Los Angeles concert. Sean Paul's mic was mysteriously cut mid-song, while Beyoncé's vocals played on smooth as ever. His band was livid, confronting the sound crew right after the set, demanding answers about how his audio suddenly vanished. Sean brushed it off back then, but looking back, the pattern is too clean to ignore. The video separations, the live mic cuts, the backstage confrontations, it all fits together now like a plan that was way too intentional to be coincidence.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
Sources close to Sean Paul's upcoming lawsuit claim that fresh internal emails from 2003 have surfaced, referencing performance substitution protocols ordered by a top figure on Beyoncé's team. If these documents are real, they could prove that Sean's exclusion wasn't some random call. It was a calculated move signed off at management level. One email even mentions concerns about optics, tied to public speculation, a phrase that lines up exactly with those secret pregnancy rumors floating around back then. This points to something deeper. It might have been part of a full-blown damage control plan, not just jealousy. But even so, those close to Jay-Z say his hand in all this can't be ruled out. He and Beyoncé had just gone public as a couple, and insiders say he was protective, maybe too protective, of how their story looked to the world. What makes it even messier is how this same pattern kept repeating in Beyoncé's later career. Industry people whisper that anytime a collaborator's shine got too bright, they got frozen out, quietly, cleanly, permanently. Choreographers, producers, stylists, backup singers, even photographers have said the same thing. It's the Beyoncé way or no way. But the Sean Paul situation hits different because the song was already dominating global charts. There was no business reason to erase him, only a personal one. That decision cost him millions in visibility and shifted the entire direction of dancehall's rise in US pop. Looking back at that 2003 MTV Europe Awards night, the image feels almost symbolic. Beyoncé standing tall as a rising solo queen, confronting a collaborator who'd suddenly become a problem. Witnesses say her energy was intense. Some even recall her trembling as she told him those chilling words. "The rumors have to stop." That's what Beyoncé reportedly told him, and Sean Paul swore he wasn't the source. He said he'd known Jay-Z long before the collab and respected them both deeply. But she wasn't buying it. Within weeks, every single promo tied to him was scrapped. To the public, it looked like a scheduling issue. But to those inside the circle, it was a warning shot. Anything that even hinted at disrupting her carefully built image was cut off instantly. And now, this lawsuit could finally lay it all out in black and white. Word is, Sean Paul's legal team has uncovered emails showing not just the deliberate exclusion, but also money trails, royalties reduced, appearance fees pulled, and memos flat out saying he should be phased out of upcoming projects. If that evidence checks out, it would back the long-standing claim that Sean Paul was methodically erased to protect Beyoncé's image during a sensitive chapter in her career. And as time went on, that obsession with control only grew stronger, especially once she and Jay-Z started building their family under the glare of non-stop speculation. Now, the old whispers have reignited. Fans who used to talk about a hidden baby back in the early 2000s are now connecting dots to Tina Knowles' later comments about miscarriages and private pregnancies. They're calling it a pattern, a legacy of secrecy designed to protect the brand above everything else. In the end, it was never about romance. It was about optics, power, and total control.
Why waste my time?
And sometimes you respond to something that brings way more attention to it, too.
That too. And it's just, it goes into another space, and then you just like, oh, y'all not listening to me.
Right. But then you'll have somebody that'll say to you.
What we're seeing now is a straight line from that 2003 VMA stage all the way to today. Silence, denial, tight management, and non-stop damage control. But this time, Sean Paul isn't biting his tongue anymore. His interviews back in 2022 hinted that there was way more to the story. He called the whole thing weird and even suggested it might have been a management issue. But insiders say he chose those words very carefully because legal action was already brewing behind the scenes. And here's where it gets serious. Those internal corporate emails could flip the entire narrative upside down. If they ever hit the public, they might finally confirm what fans have whispered about for 2 decades, that Beyoncé's team, possibly under Jay-Z's direction, didn't just distance Sean Paul, they deleted him from the equation completely to stop a scandal before it could even start. We've seen this same formula play out again and again. First silence, then legal threats, and finally, a cleanup operation dressed up as brand protection. It's like a blueprint for crisis control in the music world. If those old messages make it to court, it won't just reopen an old chapter. It'll test just how far one of the most powerful music empires on the planet was willing to go to keep its image spotless. If the first cracks in this saga started back in 2003, what we're seeing now feels like the entire blueprint finally being exposed. Sean Paul's lawsuit isn't just dragging up old drama, it's breaking down a pattern that insiders claim has been quietly running for years. Every time Beyoncé's image faced even a hint of disruption, the same sequence kicked in. Denial, narrative control, and total silence. Former tour staff have even described what they called the playbook, a cold, methodical process to isolate anyone who strays from the approved storyline. Step 1. Start whispers that the person's unreliable. Step 2. Cut off their access. Step 3. Rewrite history itself. Old credits vanish, footage disappears, and memories fade into what one former employee called the vault. That so-called vault reportedly reopened during Beyoncé's 2011 pregnancy rumors. Remember that viral clip from the Australian interview? The one where her dress folded as she sat down and the internet lost its mind? Within hours, fashion experts, blogs, and entertainment sites were dissecting every frame, wondering if she'd used a surrogate. Beyoncé brushed it off as nonsense, but her team's response went way beyond denial. It was containment. Suddenly there were wardrobe changes, new timelines, and that perfectly choreographed baby reveal at the VMAs, all designed to steer the story back under control. Tina Knowles later admitted they used wardrobe tricks to protect her daughter's privacy, but critics said those same tactics blurred the line between truth and illusion. So if her pregnancy in 2011 needed that level of orchestration, how far would her management have gone in 2003 to shield her solo debut and bury a rumor involving another artist entirely?
In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away."
The whole surrogate lawsuit saga added a wild new twist. By 2014, a woman named Tina Seals came forward, claiming she was the real mother of Blue Ivy. Beyoncé's lawyer shut that case down in record time, completely crushed it within days. On paper, it looked ridiculous, but what caught everyone's eye was how fast that legal team moved. Lawyers don't react that quickly unless they've rehearsed the response before. Insiders said that level of speed showed one thing: the family had a defense plan ready to go for any situation that could shake their timeline or image. So now the question gets deeper. If they could silence a federal claim in 2012 and again in 2014, what kind of machinery did they roll out back in 2003 against a collaborator who might have known too much? From what's surfacing, Sean Paul's legal team is digging way beyond emails. They're tracing money. Payment records from Columbia, MTV staffers, and even production companies tied to the 2003 VMAs are now under review. And one figure jumps off the page: a mysterious consulting fee of $50,000 issued the exact week the performance got changed. The recipient's name? Still hidden. But legal insiders say that kind of payout screams hush money. One former label accountant even claims there were 3 more payments marked as event adjustments. If those numbers check out, it could mean that multiple people, producers, directors, maybe even stage crew, were paid to pretend nothing unusual ever happened.
And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
If those secret payouts really happened, it raises one chilling question. Who else got erased to protect the image? Sean Paul might be the first to take it public, but insiders say plenty of others are quietly watching how this plays out. Industry veterans are already whispering that he's just the tip of the iceberg. A Jamaican choreographer who worked on Baby Boy allegedly told lawyers she was ordered never to mention the original joint rehearsal footage. A European video editor claims he was asked to trim every close-up that showed Beyoncé and Sean Paul too close together. On their own, these stories might sound small, but together, they paint a disturbing picture. It's a trail of quiet disappearances, careers and credits wiped clean to keep one narrative spotless while everyone else's faded away. And this lawsuit could blow that entire system wide open. Legal experts predict that if those internal emails and payments go public, a wave of other collaborators could finally speak up. Backup dancers, photographers, producers, even session musicians who've kept NDAs buried for decades. Word is, some of them are already talking to lawyers. This could turn into a domino effect, one lawsuit sparking another, one erased credit leading to 10. How many careers were rewritten behind the scenes? How many reputations were quietly traded for silence? And through it all, Jay-Z's shadow in the background remains the unspoken thread tying it all together. For years, Jay-Z's been painted as the jealous boyfriend who didn't want another man too close to his future wife. But the evidence Sean Paul's lawyers are chasing points to something way more calculated. It wasn't about love or envy, it was business. Jay-Z's empire grew fast during that era. His label deals, brand partnerships, and media ventures all skyrocketed right as Beyoncé's solo image got cleaner and tighter. His silence back in 2003 wasn't passive, it was profitable. He didn't have to give any direct orders. All he had to do was sit back and let the machine run. When Sean Paul's mic malfunctioned, when the director split the music video into separate scenes, when his name got quietly deleted from press releases, each move built the power couple's brand stronger. In the end, it wasn't about jealousy, it was about empire, control, and the price of perfection.
Oh, no, Jose. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Now that the lawsuit is officially moving forward, the power dynamic has completely flipped. Sean Paul's camp isn't just chasing a payout, they're demanding recognition. They want the receipts to show who made the calls, who signed off, and who walked away richer while his name disappeared. If Sean Paul wins, it won't just be about money. It could rewrite one of pop music's most carefully crafted stories. Legal insiders say the discovery process alone could be explosive, revealing internal communications from Parkwood, Roc Nation, and Sony's deep archives. And those files might hold more than just baby boy emails. They could expose how a handful of executives managed Beyoncé and Jay-Z's image crises for over 20 years. From the Destiny's Child shakeups to those infamous surrogacy rumors, the pattern looks the same. Behind the curtain, publicists have gone quiet, insiders are locking down their socials, and lawyers are already drafting damage control statements. The real fear isn't what's in the emails. It's what those emails could prove. That every scandal, every rumor, every suspicious silence was part of a massive strategy designed to protect two names, Beyoncé and Jay-Z, no matter the cost. If those files see the light of day, they won't just expose what went down in 2003. They'll test whether the empire built on perfection can survive the truth. Because now the question isn't what she did back then. It's what she'll do now to keep the truth buried. So what do you think? Are we watching justice finally catching up to one of music's most untouchable icons? Or will the Carters outlast yet another storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.